What's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video. And today is, well, it's Huawei Love Appreciation Day again. The Huawei Mate XT 2 is coming out super soon, and it's kind of crept up on me. So today I've got the specifications, release date, price, and I have a special deal on the original Huawei Mate XT, which is about to be a full year old. Time flies when you're having fun. Let's go. So I will leave the Huawei Mate XT original news until the end. Right now, let's just get into it. The Huawei Mate XT 2 is coming imminently. And by imminently, I mean today as I sit here is August the 18th. On September 10th, you'll be able to order your Huawei Mate XT 2. Yes, in about 3 weeks, Huawei are absolutely pissing all over Samsung again and bringing out the second iteration of a tri-folding phone before Samsung can pull their finger out and release their first, which I am still hopeful will be in October of this year. We will get to order Samsung's version of a trifold. That's my hope anyway. Now the Mate XT2, I'm just going to call it the XT2 from now on. The XT2 is not going to be earth-shattering in terms of upgrades from the original XT. Huawei generally nail it first time round, so there's very little they have to upgrade for the second iteration, unlike other phone manufacturers. And that's not just Samsung. Look at Honor, the difference between the V2 then the V3. There was so many different changes between those devices. So in terms of what to expect from the XT2, it'll have the same 10.2 inch 120Hz panel, which is not a bad thing. Coming in around 3.9mm at its thinnest part, then folded twice to make it a 6.5 inch or unfolded to make it a 7.9 inch. No matter which way you fold it, it truly is a remarkable screen. So there will be no difference in display, and there will be no difference in terms of design. It will still be a dual folding phone that folds like an accordion, not like a menu like what it looks like Samsung are going for. And having not much experience, but more experience than most of the planet with triple folding phones, I can already tell you the accordion style of Huawei's just makes the most sense. Why would you have a dual folding phone with 3 aspect ratios and then just cut one out like Samsung? Because to reiterate, Samsung's can either be opened fully or single screen, if those rumours and leaks and renders are correct. Now in terms of aesthetically, the Huawei Ultimate phones generally come in red or black. I see no reason to assume that anything will be different. Folks, this genuinely will be, from the outside anyway, pretty much the same phone, which again isn't a bad thing. In terms of camera hardware, triple camera setup, 50 megapixel lenses on there. You'll have a 64 megapixel 3.5 times optical zoom lens, it looks like. But for me, the biggest change from what has been leaked is the battery. While the original XT had a 5500 milliamp, it's there or thereabouts, I'll put the right milliamp hours there. It was a decent enough silicon carbon cell, but it's got bigger. We're looking at around 6,500 milliamp hours on the XT2. And pair that with the latest Kirin chip on a 6 or even 5 nanometer processor, I do think this is the closest Huawei are ever going to get in terms of efficiency like Qualcomm or MediaTek. So this will be the most efficient chipset paired with the biggest battery that Huawei actually do. So you might be wondering, well, hold on, if the cameras are very similar, or the design is very similar, why should we bother buying this over the original Mate XT? Well, that's a very good question, and I only have a theory, so you're going to have to hear me out for the next couple of minutes. The original Mate XT was the first ever consumer-ready trifold phone. And the hype around the Mate XT was unlike anything anyone has ever seen outside of the latest iPhone release, which it's not really hype, it's just, you know, your granny and your children wanting iPhones. Anyway, the Mate XT was, for us proper tech geeks, the most exciting phone we've ever probably seen release. And it showed with the numbers, because despite what some American media would have you believe, the Mate XT flew off shelves. The pre-orders, the post-pre-orders, all the orders were sold out, pushing the market price for me on the Average Dad Tech store, and, well, so expensive actually that Wanda didn't even bother stocking it. I think Gizstock might have, but then again, maybe they didn't. It was so hard to get, and it was like gold dust, which pushed the price up to an astronomical level. I will never sit here and say that when the Mate XT was released for £5,000, that was reasonable, because it just wasn't. But because it's not available in your country, that's just the price you had to pay. So my theory is Huawei now know the popularity, so they will produce more, which in turn makes the price cheaper to import. Now, is it going to be £1,800 like your latest Samsung Z Fold 7? Hell no, it's not. It's going to be thousands of pounds. But I'm hopeful that on launch day, the price will be nowhere near £5,000 or $7,000. Or stick with the XT original. That would be my hot take, if you like, because, and here's where I could be shooting myself in the foot, but honesty is the foundation of this channel. I could easily, in this video and any subsequent video, say, hold out for the Mate XT2, it's going to be this, that, or the other. I am sitting here and I'm telling you right now, if you have been interested by the Mate XT, but it's just out your price range, and you're waiting for the XT2, I'm not sure the XT2 offers enough of an upgrade to the XT, and as mentioned, for the first 3 months at least, the price is going to be super high. Whereas the original Mate XT, I have just lowered on the Average Dad Tech store, because I put out the bat signal to both of my suppliers and said, listen, the XT2 is coming out. What can we do with the XT price? There needs to be a more accessible price point because people need to use this phone. I have just lowered the price on the UK store and the main store to £2,599. Folks, that's the cheapest you will find it anywhere online by about £1,000. I looked it up. If I'm wrong, then sorry, but you won't find a cheaper price. So folks, if you're interested in the XT, this is the time to buy. And in my opinion, having not obviously seen or used the XT2, just going purely on specifications, I'd save a couple of £1,000 and get the original XT. And then of course there's the other massive bonus about the original Huawei Mate XT. It's global. There is a Chinese and a global version, meaning, you know what I'm going to say here, past few videos on my channel have been about the Huawei Pura 80 Ultra Global Edition, because with just one step you can have full Google services on your phone. And I mean every Google app. Android Auto is on this device, wired or wirelessly. That kind of depends on your car. Shopify, banking apps, everything. I run my business and life through the Pura 80 Ultra just now. All because I changed my region from the UK to Spain. Oh, and before I sign off, in immaculate timing, my boy Anakin has released a 6 months later Huawei Mate XT video. Yes, he's had his XT for 6 months. So, if you want to see more about the XT before perhaps purchasing, check out that video on the Average Dad 2 channel. That'll be posted around the same time as this video. But go check it out, and on the Average Dad 2 channel, I would appreciate a little subscribe and like of Anakin's video. Until next time.